Welcome to the podcast. It's gonna be another exciting episode with lots of silly hijinks, zany antics. So let's start. Next time on the podcast is suspended pending review as the cast tries to wake up and figure out what went wrong last month. The podcast is proud to announce that we are bringing the perfect podcast pop-up pot-shop presumably pretty promptly. That's right, and to celebrate and support this endeavour, all we need is your money, or it's not happening. We're now accepting donations, but only by Western Union, and we've received our first donation just right now from a man called Nix. Well, we hope donating didn't nix any plans he had otherwise for that money. We also have a testimonial from this Nick. He says, I love the podcast. My favourite is the potato guy. My favourite is your rating scale, which is so bang on it never doesn't make any sense at all. Please enjoy my life savings and I wasn't forced to give it over by threats of violence, not at all. What a weird thing to say. Let's move on now to your super special awesome cadet spoiler section. That's right, this month we have another cadet. Another one. This one's coming in the Wraith vs. Knight starter set in September. It is Ace. Another ace to go with all those other aces that can play themselves. He's a 2 CP fire backup. He's a class 0 cadet. He's from the city of Final Fantasy and type 0. And his ability excuse me. Got a phone call. Hello?
Yes, hello, I'm calling the cat.
That segment was cancelled because it was shit. I mean, because it was so good and couldn't get any better, we had to end it.
I'd like to talk about how I think netdecking is really toxic.
Right, we're going to move right on now. I have disconnected that call. As we move on to a brand new talk segment, draft discussion with Jeff. That's right, this month we are joined by global superstar of Limited, Jeff, aka Lossley. We're going to have some discussion about draft, I guess. Cool. Okay, Jeff, why don't you start by telling us how you got into Limited and why you like Limited so much?
Well, you see, it all goes back to my time in Magic. I played draft a ton, and it was great, and now I keep playing it.
For Opus 9 draft, what is your top element that people should be looking out for, or cards, who haven't read your articles?
That's probably a toss-up between Lightning or Ice. I'm a little partial to Ice, but Bahamut Zero is definitely the best card in the set, so I'd probably take that. But both Lightning and Ice are really strong. You got good synergies with other stuff. The Fire and Earth are also really good. Wind, Water, less so. But you can still do some good stuff with them. It's a good set. Pretty much everything is viable. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's great.
And what would you like to see going forward in terms of draft? What would be your ideal things that Final Fantasy should do in regards to draft?
I would like if we're gonna get some cool draft sets, what we could use is some really neat build-arounds, some stuff like, this Ultimecia and this Golbez give you a really cool direction to go with your draft. So something that you can pick up early and really make a cool deck designed around would be the best thing that we could be doing for draft. Get you just really excited to, try new and unique decks every week.
I sort of hit that with Headhunters too, right?
Yeah, same thing. And then, you've also got stuff like the 8 package and the Cadets package. If you open up a lock, you can start really going for like a light lock. You can start really going for like category 6 stuff and make a cool deck that way. So just stuff that early on is like a good strong signpost for you to say, here's a good direction that I can take my draft.
And if someone wanted to start draft at their shop, club, whatever, what format and number of people, etc., would you recommend they start with?
8 is definitely the best. Just any power of 2 is always the best for any kind of tournament, just because of the way that it makes rounds work out. But other than that, like any number of people's pretty decent. Usually want to do the latest set, just because that's what everyone else is talking about. So if you move on to talk about with other people, they're going to be more excited to talk to you if you're drafting the most recent stuff. It can be a little expensive, and so if you can get a bunch of people together to contribute to like a cube, so that you sort of pre-make your own pool and you just draft out of that, it can cut a lot of the cost from it. It's really cool. If you haven't tried it out, I suggest trying it out.
How many packs?
Definitely 5 packs. Almost, yeah. That's we've messed around with a bunch of different numbers of packs, and 5 is definitely the sweet spot.
That's 5 in total to 5 each, not 5 to...
Yes,
not 5 in total per round, I thought at one point.
Total packs. 5 total packs among 8 people. So there's 60 cards.
5 of you start with a pack.
So that's 40
if you don't.
That's a total of 40 packs for 8 people. Just so
and
you know.
fill the rest of the lands. Yeah.
The 60 cards divided among 8 people. Build a 40 card deck. GG.
Does anybody want to ask F any other questions about draft? Or anything, really?
Yeah, sure. What's the best card in draft, and why is it Quistis?
It's Opus 8 Snow, actually.
Yeah.
Is there a Snow in Opus 8?
Yeah, it's the backup.
Yeah,
That's
7, isn't it?
Yeah, 7. Yeah, you're right. 7.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant.
Cool.
Who
That's worrying for a
remembers
sec.
set numbers, okay? No one remembers set numbers. All you need to know about Opus 9 draft is ignore Earth unless you have all of the Earth. There you go. There's my contribution.
It's
I don't
still pretty good.
I don't like
Yeah, I think Earth is pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless I have a bunch of it, I don't
like
like it.
splash it, but it's fine as like at least 17 cards.
I guess. I like it as headhunters. But and Yang's okay. Yang's fine.
Sure.
Skillful like a brand.
It's also really good
if we're
for
talking legends,
Earth Lightning.
yeah, I guess you can get some stuff. But like Lakeishius, the H slot is it sucks because all the monsters suck. Ability's pretty good. Ridier is essentially blank.
But you can cast Kukulane off of it.
Oh, sick. 5-drop draw a card. That's what I want. Bygon's okay, right? He's fine.
You can get the one that the Moogle that generates lightning and splash whatever. I can't remember the fucking card's name. The 14 one that you have to play 3 colors out. That happened a few
Olivia.
times in our
Olivia. Yeah, sure.
That happened a
Yeah,
few
Olivia's
times in our
really good.
session too. Yeah.
Then you can do it with Sid Garland and return the Livia.
Yeah.
Pick up a Nero, return the Nero, do 2k to something. I'm surprised how often
If that's his thing.
Nero's deal 2k to something has popped up in drafts.
I think that's more of a side effect of not so much the Nero thing, but just like lightning being really good. I think more than Earth.
And it's just a pretty high quality card in draft overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think lightning and ice is where you want to be if you can get them. From my experience, anyway. Ice has Squall's super good. Varus is good if you can get it off. Airborne Troop is really good. Bane, obviously. Dragon, if you have enough ice cards. They're all really good cards. Renoa's crazy good if you have enough 8.
I played a wind ice deck last weekend, I think, and Rem was just so good.
Yeah, Rem's
With
really
ice,
good too.
with ice, especially. Oh, it's good.
She's unbelievable.
Fire has too many non-unique backups, but their forwards are pretty good.
Yeah, but Nail fixes that, doesn't it, now?
Lightning and water.
It's hard to draft a nail, though, you know?
Yeah, lightning and water are actually the only elements that have more than one non-unique backup.
Yes.
All the others, it's just the pay one extra.
The pay one extra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ace is pretty close. It's
Yeah,
Ace
is pretty good to take in multiples.
Yeah. You draft it the same way you draft what's it called? A non-unique, a multi-card.
Yeah. I feel like you do the same for lock too, just because you want to get them early. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to lock into a lock, right? What's the
Yeah,
so.
I found 2 is the sweet spot in every format.
Every
Two
single
blocks is
format
pretty
too.
good. Every format 2 is the right amount of blocks.
What else? What else is in draft? Guest Owl, it's really good. If you open that, take that. It's good.
yeah, he is. I mean, Seek is really good.
Yeah,
if you
Seek is
open
really
that, take that. If you get Seek that costs 2 less, and you can play in any deck, take the fuck out of it.
Yeah. I've seen people complain, they're like, oh, you can't crack for anything. Doesn't matter. It's 5-drop kills a thing. If you're drafting and you see a bunch of 9Ks, take a bunch of 9Ks. They're really hard to get rid of in this set.
Yes, 9Ks are good.
Yeah, I found Azul's a pain in the ass as well.
Yeah,
It's always hard to
Chaos
crack.
Mobius and Wall were both pretty good.
Yes.
When I played.
Oh yeah, if you can get wall colors, that card's crazy good.
Oh, back enemy. Back enemy's the truth.
Yeah, back enemy's pretty sick.
Yeah, play out 2 back enemies, just fucking ruin their shit. That's great. Especially in Ice Lightning, where you're like, I have a back enemy, and I have a Renoa, and I played an Adia, killed one of your things, and dulled 2 of your other things. Get fucked.
And then you Bahamut Zero and dull their other 4 things because had that many 4. Dell's really good too. Adel, however you say it. Not only is he a 9K, 9K, whatever, but pretty good effect sometimes.
Card is problematic against Ice though, because it just does nothing, and then like if you're playing for the effect to any extent, then you're just getting dull frozen, and it does more nothing. So yeah, it's fine. I think it's especially good in Water Ice or Water Lightning when you have like Cypher and stuff, and you can benefit from the effects outside of just being alone.
Yeah, for sure. I played it with Renoa too, and that's pretty good.
Yeah. And you can nab it off of Quistis or whatever, but
Yeah, and I mean, she's still a 5 CP 9K, which is I'm absolutely looking to pick up.
Yeah, all the monsters. Tomberry's okay, and Malboro's.
Goblin's insane. Goblin's insane in draft. Yeah.
But like Hunt Legs is pretty bad. Yeah, it does one thing when it comes in, but doesn't really do much.
I usually still pick up on legs towards the end of a draft, like the towards the end of each pack, because they'll kind of float my way if I'm on ice. But obviously, you're not going to take it over like a good forward. You're not going to take it over an airborne trooper or anything else.
Hourman can be pretty good if you've got some decent removal.
I've never seen that hit, so maybe.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
If you can force the hit, but usually I try to play around it.
I had an Ariman do serious work. Killed an Azure Dragon. Let's see. Sorry.
That is pretty good. Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I also had I drafted like a Wind Lightning deck that was like mostly Wind because it was just being like completely passed on, and I had like Bahamut Zero and a couple of like I had Goblin and stuff like that, and a mostly Wind deck, and I had Selkie pick up 3 forwards over the course of like a single game one time. Because it's like if you can get Wind by itself, Selkie and the Sky Pirates will carry you really hard.
Oh yeah, Sky Pirates are solid.
Yeah,
I just wish Wind didn't have Chocobo and Fat Chocobo, or at least better cards in those slots.
Yeah, for sure. Chocobo is like barely playable.
Yeah.
Fat Chocobo is the worst. Never hits. Doesn't matter how many Chocobos you have. You draft 5, it'll still miss. Guaranteed.
Well, you're just never going to want to put a Fat Chocobo in your deck over any of the other.
Yeah.
You're just better off just doing another forward, right? It doesn't like.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have like 8 Chocobos, then congratulations, your deck is full of the worst forward in the set.
Yeah.
So nobody's watching the stream, right?
Definitely not.
Open in hand, Fat Chocobo, mulligan into another Chocobo. As you're talking about that, I'm looking at this like, uh-oh.
The best case for scenario for Chocobos at the time is just getting hit off a selfie and then being pitched for CP.
Yeah.
It's a sorry state for a card to be in. The sleeves are not redeeming enough for that card. Bad. But
they are some pretty good sleeves.
I got an extra pair if you're interested. Oh
no, I have them.
You watch the stream.
Another Chocobo.
Exactly. Have we seen this? This man is like literally playing what you're all saying not to play.
Look, sometimes you have no other options. Okay, you gotta play the Chocobo.
This guy, you've got Chocobos in your deck. You're garbage. Oh, he's got Chocobos in his deck. Whip.
Well, I mean, you have the Chocobos in your deck, but like it's not an ideal situation. He definitely could.
Oh fucking hell!
Oh my god! So he's got 1 in hand, 1 in break, 1 on the field, and 1 on the bottom of his deck.
Yeah, one big fat old one on the bottom there. Oh my god.
Just keep all of this in too. People need to know about this stream, this random game.
This is random. Yeah. We're gonna have to link like it with like a timestamp, and it's like running at the same time.
You just have to find it yourself.
Yeah.
Just
Figure
find
it
the
out.
time where he
Figure
plays a chocobo with a chocobo in the bin.
Okay.
Is that it for draft?
I guess so. I'm just
Draft
watching.
ice. Draft lightning. The end.
Don't draft ice if you're playing with me.
Don't force ice if you're playing with Jeff. Easy.
Just don't take
Draft
it
ice.
like at all.
Jeff.
No? Okay. Pass all your ice to the guy
pass
next
me
to
all
you.
the ice. Yeah.
And then take his wallet afterwards and become
I
him
want
when
my
he wins the
Christus.
event.
Yeah, there's no money in my wallet.
Well, never mind.
Last month, we began the hotly anticipated sports ball section with Jeff Lossley. Unfortunately, this month, we have to announce the cancellation of this segment as Jeff has gone missing. We'll keep you updated with news when we have it, but we're hoping we can find Jeff at some point so that he can do this show again. Get back safely to the people that care. Hi, my name is Rue. Ling's help. I've noticed that Yo seems to have no standard for ad reads on the show and will literally read anything for money. Well, I'm here to say that the podcast should bring back the segment Rulings Gymnastics, questions absolutely sent in by listeners like you, as I'm really in need of some rulings help. For example, now that it's been ruled that Bahamut can be cheat-casted by Keichuna and Minwoo, and so on, that means we can now play 3-cost Estinian with Al Cid, right? Right? Like, come on, they basically are the same thing now. I demand justice. Justing for Rue! Ling's help! Thanks for listening. Please begin the Change.org petition to bring back that segment, and I swear I'll sign my name to it. Also, the podcast is shit. Hey, that's not nice. We just wanted to let you guys know that if I've edited this fast enough, UK Nationals is this weekend. And myself and Esufer will be there. I'll be bringing my 4-color Cadets deck I'm pretty proud of, and Esufer is bringing Backgammon Turbo. I've been asked to read out a small request as well, so if you could listen up and also, once you hear the request, oblige it. Thank you. So the request is pretty simple. Can everyone please not refer to Esufer as Esufer at the event and instead refer to him by his preferred title, Midgar Senpai?
Please call me that.
Thanks a lot, guys. Hope to see you there. It's time once again for the end of podcast introductions. Your host for this month was me, Cadets Guy. Co-host was Senpai Guy. Co-host was Nado Guy. Co-host was that American guy who recently won the Yokohama Masters tournament with an innovative deck that brings control to Final Fantasy TCG. What a guy who is American.
In America.
Guy. Sports ball guy is missing guy. Guest number 1 was Tool Guy. Guest number 2 is Child Guy. And guest number 3 is Draft Guy. This is where the segment where guests ask how you is. You is excellent, thanks for asking. Alright, it's time once again to sign off the podcast with the iconic / signature saying, Kageyama! Bye.
I give it that podcast a 4+1 on the Senpai Crystal rating scale.
Alright, let's get back to this fucking draft match. Let's have a look. Deuce. Oh, he's dropped a deuce. Where's all his chocobos? In the bin.
I think there are 3 in the bin.
They're in the bin.
Please.
Fuck me. Such a good deck.
He's got Earth, Wind, and Fire, dude.
That's
Do
good.
you remember?
I'm literally keeping the recording going so Ten can come in and I can literally tell him he's late and then put that in the podcast.
Quick, someone translate my articles into Spanish.
Sí.
Just put L in front of everything.
El drafto. El ice. El Bahamut Zero.
Category 8.
La Quistis. Oh, earlier today I had some guy pay. He played a 2 CP backup, but he both doled 2 and discarded a card. And I'm like, did you pay 4 for that? And he's like, oh shit, I did. Hang on. And he puts the card back in his hand, and he activates both of his backups, and he sits there and he looks around, he thinks about it, and then he moves to combat.
That's good stuff.
That's what I like. Just rewind, but keep everything.
If you
that I
pay
paid.
4 first, it's
Play-
in the advanced one, so you can pay 0 afterwards.
Once the costs have been locked down, it doesn't matter. Bring back the cards to hand.
Yeah.
Easy.
The cost has been.
Yeah.
The card is on the field. You let it resolve. So
Yeah.
at that point,
It's resolved. Tell me where in the banned rules it says I can't take the cost back. I am agreeing with you. What is your top tips for anybody who wants to draft? Anybody starting out drafting in Final Fantasy? Oh, bye now.
Oh. Bye, Nato.
Alright.
Oh, welcome back.
okay, I'm back. My headset is just fucking up. We're good.
Oh, it's okay. We're good.
That doesn't want top tips.
Yeah, I don't want any tips.
Doesn't want his mind polluted.
Fuck your
Good
tips.
Good tips. I don't know. Just like general tips. I don't know.
Alright, great. Thanks.
Great.
Good.
I'm the best.
Yep. Alright. Well, then what do we want to talk about draft? I didn't put any notes.
Yeah, draft. You put no notes. And then you have your own running order somewhere where all this stuff is coming from.
It just says draft discussion with Jeff at the clapping.
that was good enough.
Why don't we just have somebody go to Crystarium and just read out one of his articles in a really flat monotone voice?
Oh god.
Well,
Yeah.
We can make that an audiobook.
Sick.
I think you might have. Do you have an article in 5-pack that tells people how to format, or I just remove
Shut
this
up.
from the podcast?
You just
I think you got 6-pack.
I
right?
was- yeah, there's an article about 6-pack, and it's
ignore that. I'll remove
mostly still good.
I don't remember.
It's mostly still good information.
Fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake. I hope this comes out after and he still gets called it.
It's gonna fucking happen. I just sit here and listen to him reading. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah. He'll edit out anything you say. Doesn't matter. You could say, please never call me that. I will end my life. And he will edit it out anyway. Don't worry about it.
He'll edit it down to please call me that or I'm just giving him the soundbite by fucking saying that. So I'm boned, basically. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Senpai.
Fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, guys, come on. Oh, hey, 10.
Hi. Bye.